Hi, it's Ronnie and welcome to my channel and to Scraptember with the Scrappy Sisters and Laura plus 30 Days of Sketches with Christy. And this is day 26. It looks like 26. And this right here is the layout, that sketch that we're using today. And the prompt is mixed metals. At least that's what I prepared. Yes. So, I've got these pictures of my grandson's trip to DC. Some I never did scrap one of these album. And chain, an embossing folder, and this is like metal riveted. And then this embossing is this stencil from my good friend Colleen, and for my birthday. I had a birthday, so I got lots of new stuff now. So all of these, well, I may not use this one since there isn't one on the sketch. I just wanted to show them and let you see all of them. And then I've got all these dies I plan on using. Yeah, lots of dies. And I'm going to use this. It is die cuts with the view, metallic, neutral metallics. And I have used it a lot of times, but I've never used a whole sheet at once. So, yeah, I had to tape it back together. I've had it a long time, but it's still awesome. And I'm going to be using P13, Free Spirit. And this is what I plan on using as my background instead of white, and then these couple of sheets. But yeah, I'm going to put it on sped up. I'm going to speed it up for you. Okay, so I am loving this collection. Of course, I've loved all the P13 collections I've seen so far, but this one, it has a map, which I'm going to use, that map right there. And I'm trying to determine how much I want to use of it because I want to be a little conservative in case I need it again. And my photos are of the Korean monument in DC. However, my map is Europe. So I am using it anyway. I figure nobody will notice except maybe my grandson. He's pretty observant. But I'm putting down, well, the gray part. It is like a toolbox, one of those metallic looking toolboxes on a pickup truck. And it's going down first, and then I'm putting down the map. Most of it will be covered up, but you can see it. And I like that. Well, I maybe like more showing, but by the time I got 4 photos on there, it wasn't more showing. One of the photos, the first one on the left, is my grandson and his reflections in there. Well, his reflections in the one that's kind of on the blurry side too, but he is turned away from the reflection. So he's in 2, and then he took a picture. He said this monument is just awesome. He took a picture of all the statues that's in raincoats. And he also took one more, let me see, one close up, so that he'd have a close up photo of one. So I'm including all 4 of them in here. And when I talked to him the other day, he says, well, are you sure that's what that one is? He says, it's a little different from some of the others. And I said, well, it's the guys in the raincoat, right? And he said, yeah, that one was it. I said, I Googled it. And he said, oh, well, I guess that works. But he said, I should have called him just to make sure since I was sounding a little worried. I said, oh, I wasn't worried. And then I said maybe a couple of the odd photos that I'm putting on here is, but I am not going to identify them as Korean War monuments. Just the bottom one on the right technically is all I'm going to identify as that. And I'm using that chain there. I thought I'd go from the top, behind the photo, and down. And I used the copper looking paper for it. The papers I'm using is a green metallic. Yeah, I'm not sure what green metallic is. and then silver, copper, and gold. So I am mixing metals, and that's the prompt. And there will be quite a bit of metals on this layout. I did put my geometric shape behind that one picture and have it come down. Oh, and see these letters? I fussy cut 2 pages of these letters out and did not pay attention. I was watching TV. Well, it don't have the whole alphabet on that page. So I'm going to have to make that that E into an F so I can put free on there. And then I pulled out a different one of the R's because I wanted them to go with the lights for the marquee and then the plane. And these are all craft colored, and then it actually looks like maybe the edges are burnt. But I'm using the tea dye ink for the edges that I end up doing. And I am going to put some more of the craft paper on my layout, just not quite yet. But my title is going to be Freedom Isn't Free, and I used my Echo Park letter box. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, letterbox, little tiny alphas, and then I put the free right over the top of the paper, so that first E is partially on foam tape and partially not, because that photo is, and then the other one's just against the page. But I liked how it turned out. I used one of the, well, this is a viewfinder. I didn't use the picture wheel die. I used the viewfinder die. It's a little smaller, and I figured in that area I needed a little bit smaller. So it's tucked right in there, and I am going to put a little more embellishment on it before I'm done, because y'all know I like more. I cut out a page that had like a guitar and boombox, I don't know what all on there, and then I did the letters, and I did 2 pages of them, and then I did these little ones that look like tablets. And so I've got a lot of stuff fussy cut for this, and I did die cutting. So I got plenty to go with this collection, and I'm going to have fun playing with it. The bottom right hand corner is where I'm putting the Korean War Memorial. I did mention that. I'm just repeating myself. But I'm putting that down there just to identify that one, because I know for positive it is, and the one straight above it. The other 2, not so much. And I'm putting a photo slide down there first, and I have 2 sizes of dies for that, and I had purchased them at 2 different times with a collection, well, a set of dies. But I've got them together because it's easier for me to find stuff if I have certain things together, like all the photo stuff together. Yeah. So I have the smallest one down there, and I am using a geotag for the whole part in it. I had a scrap of the map. Well, it wasn't really a scrap. It was long and skinny. I'm going to call it a scrap. And I put a little bit of the map showing through, and I made sure it was a word. The whole word's not there, so I can't tell you what it was, but I did make sure it was a word. And I'm trying to spread out my metallics on here, and so you will see quite a few gears on here, and all different colors, because, the mixed metals as my prompt. And, I'm just making my cluster down there. And I am going to put 1 arrow in the green, and then I've got another arrow that I'm going to put up a little bit higher. Well, 3. I've got 3 arrows on here. I was thinking, surely I put 3 on here. It's been a week since I made this layout, and I'm finally getting around to doing the voiceover. But right now I'm embellishing here, there, and everywhere on the layout. I'm trying to go by clusters, but you will see me a couple of times go back. So I want to mention that down there below is the links to all the gals, and maybe a guy or 2, who knows, doing the 30 days of sketches and the Scraptember. So There's some that's doing it every single day, which is my plan. That's why I started early. And I did do several in a row, and some may of which be blurry. Yeah, because I did not do the voiceover until I had a few. And yeah, it's straightened out now, but they might be. This one's not bad, so it must be before the blurry part. I am putting foam tape on some of the things. None of the gears, I don't think any of the gears is getting foam tape because, that's just a little bit more than I wanted to do. But yeah, they're all on here, just no foam tape. And I'm trying to see where I'm at. Oh, I'm doing the cluster over on the right, and I put that thicker, heavier one on there, but I've got foam tape under that photo because it's overlapping the other, and so I'm going to clip it and put it under there so it will fit. I put the arrow down first and then decided, oh, I need more. That is not enough. So yeah, I'm adding more. Oh, and I guess I sort of kind of have 4 arrows on here because I'm looking at that cluster right now. And I will put a green one on there, and you'll see the green one down there at the bottom. In my head, I was thinking, okay, it's the angled one that I put at the bottom. So I thought I'd put the one that looks like a lightning strike and come up from behind the photo like it's a 2-ended arrow. But then I must have forgot about that one being there because I'll end up adding one more. And this is the one more because I do have the gold looking one over there. And yeah, this one I went ahead and did the backing with the black, and I'm just going to put it down below the one for all and all for one and point over towards the soldiers walking with their raincoats on. And oh, I'm already to the sprinkling. I will do a couple other things though and smear one of my little dots, although I planned on not smearing and thought I was careful. Yeah, I will, but I'll cover it up. I'm using the black velvet from Heidi Swap, and I'm trying to make my little sprinkles little. And so yeah, they're tiny. I'm kind of scraping the end of that little straw thing off as I pull it out so it'll only have little tiny sprinkles and no big ones. I'm spreading out some of the gears because yeah, I got to looking at the layout and thought it needed more gears. Can you imagine? Yeah, I imagine if you watched a few of my videos, you can. So I put those up there, and I'm going to flip the layout around and no more flip it around. And I see that that one is smeared a little bit. It's tiny and probably nobody would have noticed it, but I did. So I am going to put me a little, yeah, see, I pointed it out, a gear there just to cover, well, most of it up. You can see a tiny bit of it. And all my sprinkles are still just a little bit wet. I remembered, yeah, I remembered my embossing folder, which I cut it, well, it's a 4x6 one, so I cut the pieces of that, and I embossed 4 so I'd have them on hand. And my plan is probably most of the time to just cut them apart and put them in different places on my layout. So I cut 3 out, I believe, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 3, to go around the page. And here I thought I was done. Yeah, look at that. And then I added some enamel dots. But I did wait until my little sprinkles were dry before I added them. And so I went ahead and did them off screen. But you can see them on there, and they're Gina Marie, and they're matte finish. So they kind of remind you of stones and statues. At least that's what I was thinking when I put them on there. I thought they were the best color. I had to go with my layout. And there's the all for one. No, one for all and all for one. And yeah, I like the Be Brave, and of course the Korean War Memorial is noted on there, and freedom isn't free. But be sure to check out the links down there below. And a whole month of hops. Can you imagine? 30 days of hops and lots of inspiration. But if you leave a comment below, I'll try to get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so much. But I hope you all have a happy, scrappy week. Take care and stay safe. And follow the links down there below. Bye.